On this episode of West Chicago Model Railroad, let's take a look at the Woodland Scenics double crossbar pre-wired telephone poles. Stay tuned. Hey folks, Matt here with West Chicago Model Railroad. Thanks for coming back to the channel. So today we're going to take a look at these pre-wired telephone poles from Woodland Scenics. We'll open the package, we'll take a look at all the materials that you get, and then we'll take a look at the finished product on the layout. Keep watching. Okay, so we're here back on the workbench right now, and we'll just kind of go over the packaging here. This is the O-scale version. They do make an HO version as well. I saw these a couple years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, before the whole kind of COVID thing. It was part of just kind of a preview of an upcoming product. And I've been looking for these ever since because I was using just the standard kind of Lionel telephone poles. But I really wanted something a little bit more realistic, and I wanted something that actually simulated wires going along. And when I saw these at my local hobby shop, I jumped on them. And I bought 2 packs as well. Okay, so the product number on this is US 2281. Again, it's made by Woodland Scenics. Take a look at the back here. So it just kind of gives you a picture of what it could look like on your layout. Looks like an HO picture to me. It's, again, a double crossbar. It contains 4 poles with about 87 inches of line on the spool. There's 2 guy wires. Guy wires are these right here, if you can see them. They're kind of thin, they're small. They kind of come down off of the pole and into the ground. And then there's 1 wire threader, which is this guy right here, if you can see it. And that allows you to extend it through other poles if you buy additional poles as well. Now, as for supplies needed, you're going to need some super glue because, number one, when you drill the holes, you're going to have to super glue the pole into the hole. And then you also want to glue when you get these tight enough to where you want them, you want to glue those in place so they're not hanging down. So according to this, you're going to need some super glue, some scissors, a drill, a 1/8 drill bit, and a ruler or a tape measure, because they give you, I think they say like around between 18 and 20 inches apart is where you want them to be. Obviously, you can pretty much make that whatever you want. I think they're just trying to give spread them out realistically according to like the particular scale. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up. So I've already removed the staples from the other side to make it easy so it doesn't look like I'm fumbling opening this thing up. It does come with instructions. Flip like this. Again, they're pretty well detailed. I like that they're in kind of larger print as well, so it's easy to read. So good graphics, good instructions along the way. Didn't have any problems getting it installed. So here's what you get. Here's your 2 guy wires here. Here's your threader. And then here's your 4 poles. And then here's your spool threader. Now, the best way to think about this is just basically 4 fishing poles with 1 line of spool, because they're already pre-connected together, and then through the spool itself is the rest of the thread. And what you do is you just remove them. What you want to do is just remove the plastic here, like doing so. A little bit more on camera here. So again, there was a plastic right here. Do not remove this at all, because what happens is you want to keep the spool in place while you remove these. And when you remove them, as you can see, they're really close together, but when you remove all 4, they can start to be spread apart. And again, there's enough string in there, and I'll show you again. I'll show you the finished product when we get to the layout. But all you do is you kind of put these ladies out where you want. Now, I would recommend that you put your first one on the layout where you're going to have the hardest reach, meaning the side opposite of the spool. So this one, put this in the hardest to reach area of your layout, because you're going to have to get to this area and you're going to have to cut these strings to a certain, so that you can make them flush. And you're going to have to do some other things as well just to kind of make everything look nice. So put this in the hardest reach area, put this closest one in the easiest to reach area, and you shouldn't have any problems. Now that we've reviewed the packaging and what you get inside of it, let's head over to the layout to take a look at the finished product. Okay, so now we're back on the layout again. So this is the last one I inserted. This one had the string coming into the spool, and you'll see exactly why. At least I did it the way I did it. So this is the last one I inserted, and then if I walk over here, and I apologize for any shadows I create here, I really do, but here is the first one I inserted over here. And you can see why I inserted this one first, because would be hard for me to get back there and kind of mess with the wires. And then the wires come down here. So this is the second one I inserted. And then here is the third one. And then here is, again, back to the first one. And what you do is, if I go in for a closer look here, again, sorry for the shadow, but after you pull these through, you glue like right at the tips here. And I would do that for all of them. So you're gonna have to I did 2 of them at a time. I was able to find some mini clamps, like the clips, and I would clip the string and have them hang down. And then what I would do is I would just, as they hang down, I would super glue each side, wait about a minute, and then rinse and repeat and do them all. So it takes probably a good couple hours to get them up and running, but I would say that it's definitely worth it. You don't have to drill too far into your table either to get them on there. They fit really nice and snug in there, and for the most part, I love them. I think they're great. They're exactly what I wanted from telephone poles. The only thing that I would warn on is when you set them down and you're ready to kind of you have them in the order you want them, that you just be careful with the string, because the string can get tangled and it can get out of order. The string can get looped over another, the upper string can get hooked around the lower bar. So just be really slow and handle these carefully, and if you decide to set them up in your layout, they'll look perfectly, they'll definitely go with your scheme. If that's something, if you have telephone poles now, this is definitely an upgrade for you. Okay, so let's just get another view here. We'll do a view from the bottom, going up. And again, it looks really great. I don't know if I'm going to install the other 4, just because, I just wanted them to cover the front part of the layout. And when you start going around corners and stuff, the string would end up just being... The problem too is the subway track, right? So if I installed one here and then around the other side, the string would cross over onto this upper platform subway track, and that wouldn't be good. Even this one is really, really close. The subways do make it by without hitting the crossbar, but it's it's an 1/8 of an inch clearance, maybe. It's pretty close, but it is what it is, and I really like them. All right, folks, so just some closing comments and kind of a quick summary on these telephone poles. The pricing on the double crossbar is $29. The single crossbar is $24. And the Transformer Connect set is $20. That's kind of something you would use, it would come off of the main poles into a house or perhaps a commercial building or something like that. Price-wise, for what you get here, is actually very good. You would pay more than $29 for a decent set of Lionel or MTH telephone poles, and those don't even have thread connected to them to give that more realistic look. All in all, this is a fantastic product, especially if you're trying to add a little bit of realism to your layout. They're easy to install. I didn't have any problems like whatsoever. You don't need much in terms of tools to get them installed. Highly recommend it. And you know, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. Please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. I'm getting really close to 500 subscribers. This particular video might even put me over. So again, folks, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more West Chicago Model Railroad videos.